So, what makes sorting so important that you would linger on that lesson and review that lesson, sometimes multiple times?
Well, I know my house is more organized than it used to be. Everybody's searching for that. But I think one of the things that I comes to mind instantly when I hear this is that I somebody asked me a question in March about sorting after I had taught it in September when I was in the middle of a level 1 class, and I taught the same lesson again, and one of the students said, "Oh, that's how you do it." So for all these months he had been struggling, and I believe sorting is hard because every time we pick up one item, we have to define that item. We have to compare it to every other item
Right.
in our mess. And we have to see if it goes with one of those things. And if we put those two together, then we have to find the genus of those two specific things.
Mhm.
So already there are three intellectual skills there, just to match one item with the second one and give them a name. And really it's, we ask why we put them together, and then their commonality is the name of the group. But so if we have two items and we say, oh, they're both dirty socks, then the name of the group is dirty socks. um but beautiful example. But so we're defining, we're comparing, we're naming, and those three things all have to work in concert with each other over and over again to get the sorting to
Mm.
come out right. And I just read an essay from a student where the refutation contradicted the thesis, and that's a sorting problem. People say, oh, this is one of the common complaints, I hear about, how do I correct this in my child's writing or my student's writing? It's not logical. So this is formal logic that we want the supports to explain the main reasons, and if they don't, it's a sorting problem. So there's just a lot going on there, and it's just, it takes a lot of time. And teaching that lesson, I've started to give students, the thing that's most familiar analogy when they start to sort is sorting ideas is sorting things in their room, which is where the dirty socks come from. But so I give them a list like that. This is, you found a clean sock, you found a clean shirt, you found a dirty boot, you found a book, you found a pencil, you found this. So I have them sort lists of that first, lists of those things, so that the very first step in sorting is just to see that they already know something about it, so that they can have the experience of using words to sort things in a situation that's very familiar to them.
Mm.
And so you might spend a week just on that. And then the next week could be sorting things, different groups of concrete items. So maybe I'm getting a little off track, but sorting is worth the time. It's difficult.
I think that's a great point to make that, while it's taught early in the semester because it's needed,
Yeah.
um, and it gets some kind of review every time we come back. But what if somewhere in that second semester it gets a full lesson again?
Mhm.
Because we've practiced and now we're going to get a full lesson again so we can see the things we didn't see and get the O's. Or who knows what they're going to see next.
I'm
And
about
then
to
have to
repeat.
wait until they repeat level one. Sorting is something that can be repeated, um, yeah,
I'm
throughout.
about to teach it again in my level 2 class.
Yes,
Right.
particularly because it's what we found is when you grab the first two things that you grab together and say, yeah, these are the same kind of things, to ask why, and that's the name for the group, and to hold on to that and check everything to go into that group after that. Um, those steps, right? It's well, sometimes. So I know for me, I'll find a shortcut way to do something because I need to get this done, and so I'll find a shortcut way that'll just get it done.
Yeah.
And so our students can do the same thing with sorting. They'll find a shortcut way to shove everything in a group and give the group a name. I know what it's got to look like when it's done. I can get it to look like that for you,
Yeah.
teacher.
And then there's that under the bed group, when they've cleaned their rooms. And that's what we're trying to avoid in the writing, because it will show up in their logic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In
That's
their
exactly right.
essays.
Right. And I have adults in the apprenticeship third year in the apprenticeship and I see their proofs and they're not distinguishable enough. Their groups aren't separate enough, right? They overlap too much. And so when I ask them questions, they're able to say, "Oh, yeah, I see now that I didn't distinguish them. They are pretty much the same." Um, so
And I think anytime there's any confusion in an essay of any ideas, it goes back to it's a sorting problem.
I've been teaching for years, and it's somewhere in this past, like whether it's this past semester or the semester before, that I've realized how important the sorting is to building that connected, strong argument that the supports do. I always understood, of course, the supports need to explain the proof. That makes perfect sense. But now I'm right where what you guys are talking about, realizing this is sorting. This is a sorting issue. And I don't remember at what point, but I love that I saw one of you offer students concrete lists of things to sort. I've had parents thank me for that lesson. Not covering the whole lesson, I just sent them home with 3 lists of different things, and they came back and sorted. One year I did it with the Greek myths. I did the gods and goddesses, what they were gods and goddesses of. So it would have been love, wine, war, trickery, just different things. I had no idea what to expect because those are hard connections to make. So that was a challenge. That was a little abstract.
Yeah.
And very quickly, when I was doing the assessments, I filled a piece of notebook paper with 2 columns of all the different groups that these 15 students had come up with. That's how different their sorting was. I did not expect that. It was amazing what they came up with. So it's something that students are familiar with. So I love that lesson as far as sorting the concrete objects. I have a stamp collector in my class, an artist who sorts art supplies, Lego enthusiasts, Minecraft enthusiasts, whatever it is, they have experience sorting. So make sure to point out, how to do this. Here's some lists you haven't seen before. And then you can move on to the abstract sorting the ideas. But that comes later. That's why that lesson, it's not only important, it takes time. Take a deep breath, come back to it, because it's critical to all the levels. And as Camille has mentioned, we're going to see it. We're going to see it in the strength of your argument, whether you sorted well or not.
That's why I share about my third year apprentices that will still struggle because we get so abstract. And so I think it's really important to practice with those concrete things. I think it's Camille. The way I saw you first teach the lesson was with like Christmas items. Food items, house decorations, tree decorations, and I sorted that. And then I added beach kind of items and summer vacation kind of items. And so we sorted that. And then I always do the bedroom because we've all got a messy bedroom. Or the living room, right? Which sometimes can be a conglomeration for everybody's room in the house. The garage items are in there, the kitchen items are in there. Yeah.
So, office items, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Socks, blankets. Yeah.
That's why it's the living room.
Right. And the longer students do that, the better they'll get at it. So again, when you assess at first, the first time or two, I don't look too closely at what they do, but then after a year or two, maybe they do get better and better at it.
Yeah. Thanks.